Carolina Panthers took the field last weekend for the first time this preseason, giving us our first look at first overall pick Bryce Young. We saw 3 short-lived series out of Young before second-year quarterback Matt Corral took over, which didn't yield much Bryce Young tape, but I do want to get into this breakdown to show you what we did see, so let's get right into it. On this first play, we're going to see some stops and some flats to both sides of the field. From a Bryce Young standpoint, we see exactly what was advertised out of Young coming out of college. Quick, decisive, full field processing. Young starts to the left side of the field before coming all the way back to the right to find his third read, Adam Thielen, on this stop route. This was a nice start to the game for Young as he gets the ball out right before taking a big hit from this defensive lineman. Unfortunately, the hitting on the quarterback kind of became a trend in this one, and this is something that Carolina is going to want to address moving into next week. Pressure got there on this play because of the stunt taking place on the defensive line. The interior lineman is going to crash down on the outside of the edge, and the edge is going to peel back inside to get pressure on Young. Ike Ekwonu and his left guard don't have great communication here, and this ends up being a free rusher on Young. This was a big hit on his first throw in the NFL, and it was one heck of a welcome to the NFL moment for Young here. On the next play, we see another aspect of Young's game that we already knew was impressive, and that's Young's ability to throw with anticipation. Here, we have DJ Chark running this little stop route on the outside, and I want you to see when Bryce Young initiates his throwing motion on this one. As you can see here, Bryce Young starts his throwing motion before DJ Chark has even made his break, making this throw with great anticipation. More importantly though, look at the placement of this ball. High and outside, away from the defender to avoid getting the possible pass breakup. This was a great quick hitting play by Bryce Young. These anticipatory throws are very tough for a defense to guard, especially versus man. And to top it off, with this kind of ball placement, you just can't defend it. 2 really nice reps here to start the game for Bryce Young. This next play is going to be nothing special, but it shows Bryce Young's understanding and situational awareness here. Here, we're in shotgun inside of our own 5-yard line. The objective here is to just buy ourselves some breathing room. We're not trying to get a chunk gain here, and Bryce Young understands this. Young gets to the back of his drop, gets a nice, clean base, and gets his ball out over the top to his running back for a 5-yard gain, getting themselves out of the shade of their own end zone. On this play, when you have a lineman in your end zone where a penalty or a sack almost certainly means a safety, this ball just needs to be out and out quickly, and Young does just that. This is situational football, and Young understands it to a high level, and he demonstrates it on this play here. The next play I have to show you is, again, just another quick hitter here on the stop route by the tight end, and there's really nothing to touch on here that we haven't already discussed, but I figured I'd throw it in here to get all of his completions in this video for you. There were a lot of quick hitters in this game for some easy completions for Young in his first start, which is a good way to ease him in, but it really didn't provide us much tape to really dig our teeth into. I hope in their second preseason game against the Giants next week we get to see an entire half out of Young, so we have a larger sample size to break down next week. The next couple plays I'm going to throw in here, like I said, I'm not really going to break them down. There's not really much to dig into on these. They're both Young's incompletions, which one I'm chalking up to not having chemistry with his receivers, and the other one I'm chalking up to a throwaway. There's no cause for concern on either attempt. The final play I'm going to throw in here is a sack of Young that he took in this game. This is just his offensive line letting him down again. The right tackle gives some assistance to his right guard before taking his assignment, and the right guard still gets beat. 93 splits the gap and gets the sack. Like I already mentioned, this offensive line has some work to put in this week before they take on the Giants in week 2 of preseason, and I really hope that they do this because I want to see a full half out of Bryce Young next week. That's all we got from Bryce Young in this one. He did some good things, he operated well within the offense, and he did everything that I expected him to do. But with only 6 pass attempts in this game, it really didn't give us much to work with. I'll keep my eyes open for next week, and hopefully Carolina leaves him out there for a full half so we can see more tape on him. One thing I really did take away from this, though, is that Carolina needs to find a way to protect him better. Thanks for sticking around in this short one. If you like this video and want more, consider liking, subscribing, or hitting the bell to get notifications when we post more content just like this. But that's all for this one. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.